What's going on, Corn fam? Jupiter, Lawrence, good to see y'all. It's been a good one in the cornfields. So exciting, so many things going on, and I wanted to bring it all together in a video at the end of the week to kind of summarize it because it was so much hitting us left and right. Just sometimes it's good to just sit back and look at the big picture. But I'll tell you what, it's been a little crazy around the Boar household. The beautiful wife is about 4 weeks away from our lovely child being born, and things are getting into premium nesting phase. And I've had a list a mile long of things to get accomplished, from trimming bushes to painting bedrooms, all of the good stuff. And on top of that, corn's been throwing bushels of corn at us. So it's been an exciting week. Really excited to get into it. So I just wanted to touch on a few things, and if you'll notice, I was planning also to do this weekly kind of show wrap up and weekly close, and I'm an hour early because in my part of the world, there was daylight savings time, and I did not factor that into the Bitcoin daily closing. However, we're going to do it anyways because I had it planned, and it is what it is. Next week, we will resume on time. So, without further ado, let's start out with kind of what happened since last time we spoke at the weekly close. Ivan has gone full in on corn. He's been talking about it multiple times on his live stream, and now we got to witness he was actually in Cornucopias. Matt threw this little picture in Discord, and I zoomed in on that thing, and I was like, oh, Ivan on tech. He's in Cornucopias right now. How exciting. So that's super exciting. In front of the Citadel Neo Tokyo sign at that. So that was super exciting. Couple personal things, little check marks. Awesome. Dude followed me for that post. Ivan on tech, 432,000 followers followed me on Twitter. That was super cool. What else? Of course, you can't miss the COPI unicorn video we had last week. And then what happened? We were predicting, this is what I threw out there on the Twitters, that the COPI price would be, we were flagging out here, and could we break out by the 28th and make it up to 11 cents? So it was funny. A day after that, literally, we went bananas. On the news of two centralized exchanges being listed leaked by Joshua, Key of Joshua, on the Doug Hype show. So that was super exciting. And he actually also alluded to another leak down the road relatively soon. And I'm piecing it together that I have an idea what that is. I have lots of hopes and dreams of what it could be, but I think I know what it is by now. So we did find out that the two centralized exchanges were MEXC and BitTrue. So it's not your top tier, but MEXC is pretty big, and I think it's pretty cool. We have a centralized exchange for the ETH pair, for the BNB pair, and for an ADA pair. There's actually an ADA pair on BitTrue, so that's pretty cool. And who knows where that kind of thing is going with what's going on in Cardano right now with USDM being launched as of this morning or last night on chain. And of course, we have to get some institutional minting going on with that to have it showing up in our dexes. But who knows? The world is about to change in Cardano, and I'm very excited about that. They're also alluding to, Big Pay is alluding to, that USDC and USDT is not far off, and we're looking for an update from him as well. Hey, what's up, COPI Unicorn? What's up? Thanks for, and if you did not notice the tag or were not in X for the post, the sweet ride that I'm on, my Javelin in the thumbnail, that was brought to you by my man COPI Unicorn, which was an image originally stolen from my Class M training. If you don't know what that is, that was one of my first videos training for racing on my Class M. You'll have to check it out sometime. I think it's My daily corn is what the video used to be called. Anyways, So moving on, yes, that caused quite a stir, quite some excitement, caused an initial pump of the COPI token. And here I like to stretch that sucker out a little bit. I always like to emphasize, but little did I know the next day that my flag was going to play out perfectly. So that was exciting. We did have an interesting AMA, little bit of technical difficulties with Rob and Josh on the BitTrue AMA. But, you know, it gets us out there. More people know about us, the better it is. So one step at a time. Then later in the week, we had Mr. Crypto Crow, Jason Appleton, had an awesome spur of the moment, seemingly live stream of Cornucopias, where he was talking about the exchange listings and also alluded to something else happening on possibly Monday. And when, just for some clarification on that, I do believe I got a little bit of clarification in Discord today that it may have been, he's speaking about the full tokenomics macro paper or, deck, a smaller deck, but the macro utility of the COPI token, the corn commodity. So I do believe it's not quite Monday, but very soon, and they are wrapping up the details on that. But here, this is another awesome little like personal check mark for me. I just happened to be available and in the room and got to hop in the game, and Crypto Crow was lost in the game. So I got to help him, show him around with my man Love Ada. So that was a hoot. And then a lot more jumped in. Here's the crew that we had that eventually got to run around in Colito with Crypto Crow. So that dream come true. Awesome time. And he's one of the original testers. Him and then Scruffy got to go in. So, I mean, an ambassador to the corn and an ambassador to Cardano at that. So very cool. What's up, Mahidi and Joe Davison? How you guys doing? Thanks for joining the stream, guys. So yeah, we got our two listings, and it was said in the COPI Cafe that it's just the beginning. This was it, and I've said this too. You got to get volume up. You got to get as many as you can of these centralized exchanges, as much of the volume building, and little by little, we're going to get our way into the higher tiered centralized exchanges, in my hope. My hope, and even Rob alluded to, he's like, the two that we want, it's a step towards the two we want. Now, speculation. I like to think, if you're speaking about the two you want, there's only two when you're speaking about the two. In my opinion, it's Coinbase and Binance. But I do think some really great ones to get on would be KuCoin, Crypto.com, Kraken for the US, and OKX. So I hope more are in store, more are down the road, but it's exciting to see things happening and before the halving at that. So here's my little post on the utility paper. So yeah, due out within a week or so. I believe he said a week or two, but I'm hoping for the end of next week. That's my hopes. Now, you'll notice in the rest of the COPI Cafe, we had leaks. We had awesome leaks. And I'll just touch on this for a second because I'm sure y'all watched it. It would go ballistic if COPI went on Binance. Absolutely. The leaks, the progression in the crafting now, and the 15 different specialties in crafting they alluded to. They shared two with us. One was food, like commercial food selling, and the other was a woodworking. So this was just a little show on some of the structures that you could use from the very smallest and earliest into learning your craft to the industrialized version. Personally, have zero interest in this. If you know, I have been in the restaurant industry my entire life, and the most exciting thing about restaurants is when they burn down. So I will not be in the game. Woodworking, on the other hand, this I would be super excited about. What I really liked was the kind of like little leak at the end where David's talking and he's like, the industrialized versions, like these you can specialize in different things, but automatized processes. So if you can get to the I mean, obviously this is like the cream of the crop, the end of the progression, or at least the top of the progression, and having these large industrial processes happening for you, and they're churning out wood, they're churning out whatever they're churning out on some sort of huge macro basis. He also did say that these kinds of crafting will be available to all, even free to play, and up to a certain level, certain skill level. So I thought that was cool too. It's going to keep everybody wanting to play, and that's what we want, and that's what we need. So that's what I'm talking about. All right, moving on to the fun stuff of, like I said, a biffed. Daylight savings time. It screws everything up. So we're a little early, but if anything drastic changes that close, I do know, obviously you guys know, after COPI had its wonderful run up with the news of the centralized exchanges, that we also had a huge market correction, which it's fine. It's in due time. It's been waiting to happen, and actually don't think it's going to last that long personally with the Bitcoin correction. And I believe if we close the weekly over 65, I believe it still remains bullish, 65.3, 65.5, and we're well on our way to a strong closing there. So I'm not too concerned, and I know that Mr. Larry Fink is going to have, he's not going to have outflows outweighing the inflows next week. Let's just say that. And when that does start to happen, well, you better pucker up. So on the monthly for the COPI pair, we are still having our candle. If we close above this level, if we close above 89 cents, we are going to have the highest closing monthly candle to date. So very bullish. And look at that. I mean, it looks wonderful. And I just wanted to show that on the grand scheme of things. On our weekly close here, we are still above the wick of last week. So also looking bullish on that front. And I'll just pull it in real close here on the... Now, this is funny, this huge run up we had here, and we had some bearish divs. So, were we due for a correction anyways after that, little run up? It was nice timing. It was nice that we were not here when the market crashed. We weren't before the run up when the market crashed. So to me, it was great job, COPI. Solid time. Here, it looks on the momentum oscillators that the stock RSI could be heading up again on the weekly and just starting to get going. It's not yet crossed over on the MACD on the weekly, but it's looking to do so. And if we can get that coming up, that would be extremely bullish. We do look to have a bit of a cool down here on the daily for the stock RSI, coming down on the MACD a bit. But I'm hoping we can get back up there on the stock RSI and turn this baby around. So we'll see. We'll see how the new week turns up. But what I wanted to say here on this chart, in reaction to these fib lines here, we did have a clear break of resistance. We hit another resistance with this fib. Bounce, retesting the breakout, and it looks like we're resuming our trend upwards. So to me, again, looks healthy. What else we got here? Moving on, COPI ADA pair is continuing. This was the other thing. For the timing of the markets, I feel really good about this. We have had another leg up on the COPI ADA pair. And it looks like, we broke out of this flag a little bit here, but it's still well on its way to my initial target of about 0.19 ADA. So I think, to me, still very bullish on the COPI ADA pair and performing better than it has. All right. On to the wallets. We are at all-time highs for BNB COPI holders. 8,413. Anything in the 8,400s is near the all-time highs. So that's good. And even better, definite all-time highs for the COPI ETH pair at 1,158. So again, very strong on those notes. And I'm really excited to see what this week brings. As far as how USDM is going to affect all of Cardano native assets and how that's really the liquidity is going to flow into the dexes and what those pairs are going to look like. Is COPI going to get a pair with USDM? How organically is that all going to flow in? Let me know what you guys think, what kind of time frame that may be on. But that's kind of like, there's a lot of moving parts here, and I do believe that they're all starting to come together little by little. My hope is for Cornucopias and for the COPI token that, now we have hit, we know Cornucopias and COPI is going to be chain agnostic. And we have hit, we started on BNB. We have hit Ethereum for obvious reasons, some of the largest, community and liquidity out there. Where do we go next? My hopes is it's one of those layer ones that is more in the forefront this cycle, be it AVAX or Solana, something that is a next gen layer one. So I think that would be exciting, and I hope that is something that we can look forward to in the future. That was what I was alluding to, was my hope. I hope they announced something like that prior to the halving, but that might just be hopes and dreams. So we get to look forward to the tokenomics, and I'm definitely going to make a video on that, breaking that down and seeing what we can talk about there. And I think, that's kind of what I'm feeling as far as the week. It was exciting. Ivan on Tech, Crypto Crow, and I hope we start to see some of these influencers trickle in and a bit more hype. And I know it'll probably be timed better around when Solus is announced. So yeah, with all that, unless all y'all got any questions, I think I can wrap it up for the day, because if you don't follow me on X, Copiboar, and I will keep you updated on the minute by minute as it comes in as I can. But I think overall, super exciting week for Cornucopias, and nothing but the same coming for next week. So thanks for joining me, y'all, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye-bye.